Yes, what is a nested story? Yes, children, what is a nested story? Ansha, you can speak up. What is a nested story?
Ma'am, a story that contains a story within itself.
A story which contains a story within itself. Okay, when we get a story within a story, we call it a nested tale. Okay, now Dipali will tell me who encounters a snake. Dipali, who encounters a snake? Harshita, roll number 18. Harshita, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Dipali, why so late in answering?
Ma'am, the pop-up dialog box was not appearing on my screen.
Okay, so tell me, like, who encounters the snake in the story?
The doctor.
Which doctor? What kind of doctor is he?
He is a homeopath.
Yes, he's a homeopath, right? He's a homeopath who comes across a snake at night. Okay, so Prabjot Singh, unmute yourself. The question is, the question is, uh, does the doctor come across a snake the moment he enters the room?
Yes, ma'am.
So he encounters a snake the moment he gets in the room.
Yes, ma'am.
You've not read the story. You did not listen to the story yesterday. Turn on your camera. Turn on your camera, Prabjot Singh. Okay, Kanesh, unmute yourself. Kanesh. So write down the names, those who are not responding as inattentive children. Ansha. Lavanya, unmute yourself. Lavanya. Barbie. I am not only asking you questions, I'm taking your attendance basically. Barbie. Barbie. Those who are sitting attentively, they keep their they unmute themselves. The moment I unmute you, you are able to speak up then. Barbie. Okay, Raghav, roll number 43. Raghav. Raghav, unmute yourself. Okay, Gurshan is always attentive. Let's see. Gurshan Singh. Yes. Unmute yourself, better.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, my question is like, does the doctor come across a snake the moment he enters the room?
Ma'am, no.
Explain.
Ma'am, because doctor know that the snake was very dangerous.
My question is, does the doctor meet the snake the moment he enters the room? Explain yes or no. Nivedita. Nivedita. Okay, Harshit Bedi, roll number 16. Roll number 16, Harshit Bedi. Gurleen, roll number 13. Gurleen. Harshdeep Kaur, roll number 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Harshdeep, the question is, does the doctor come across the snake the moment he enters the room?
No, ma'am, because when he entered the room, he was busy in doing his own stuff. He was noticing a unsimilar sound, but he was thinking that it was of rats.
Okay, so Harshdeep Kaur, your answer is first part is correct. Like he doesn't come across a snake the moment he enters the room, because the moment he enters the room, he's able to overhear. He's able to hear some sounds coming from the roof, and he thought that those sounds might be the sounds of the rats, because he humorously he tells us that he shared the room with the rats. There were many rats in that room, so he thought like those sounds might be the sounds of the rats. Then he wants to sleep, but he is not able to sleep because it was very hot. His room was not electrified. He lights up a lamp. He starts reading a book, and meanwhile he starts looking at the mirror, and he looks at himself in the mirror. He looks at his own image. Then he wants to. He has this. He makes up his mind to always take care of his appearance, to shave himself daily. Then he even combs his hair to see whether the partition was right. And then he makes up one more decision, earth-shaking decision, that he would always smile. So when he was finding it very hot inside, then he even comes out into the veranda. But there also he finds that no air was there, no wind was blowing. It appeared as if the wind had as if wind had gone on a holiday. So he comes back again, looks at the mirror, this and that. So he doesn't come across, and even at that time, he again overhears. He again hears a sound which was coming from above, and he again thought like it might be the sound of the rats, right? So my question was very simple, and the question's purpose was to see how many of you sit attentively in front of the screens. Okay, just turning on the device and doing the things on your own is of no use. Okay, be there, listen, and read the chapter when we leave the class. During this time, read. Afterwards, again, you can go through the text. There is nothing you have to do much about these chapters. They're very simple, very interesting also, but at least pay a little attention. So Ansha, the children, those who were inattentive, their names are to be written side by side, right? Okay. So yes, what we were going to talk about? So I got up, paced up and down the room. Then another lovely thought struck me. I would marry, I would get married to a woman, doctor, who had plenty of money and a good medical practice. So even the previous paragraph we can read again. So I took a close look at my face in the mirror. So when the doctor was not able to have a good sleep because of the hot season, because it was actually very, very hot inside the room, he did not even have fan because the room was not even electrified. So then he was just, you can say, passing the time. He had a close look at my face in the mirror. I made an important decision. I would shave daily and grow a thin mustache to look more handsome. I was, after all, a bachelor and a doctor. So this is a humor, children. Like he thought like he has to be very, very particular about his appearance. Why should he be very particular about his appearance? Because of two reasons. One was he was a doctor and the other he was a bachelor. But does it mean that only the doctors and the bachelors should be careful about their appearance? Should only the doctor and bachelors be careful about their appearance? What would you say, children? Yes or no? Should only the doctors and bachelors be careful about their appearance? Yes. No, no. You are all telling me no. Now I will ask somebody why no. All of you keep yourself unmuted. I will unmute, then you'll be ready to speak the answer. So anyone who takes time will be termed as absent. Okay, Harshita, roll number 18. Unmute yourself. Harshita. Okay, Japji.
No, ma'am.
Yes. The question is
Because nowadays only our education level and our job, it doesn't matter. Our physical appearance, it matters a lot.
okay. Why physical appearance matters a lot? Yes, come on.
Ma'am,
Explain.
because it tells us about our persona.
Okay, so Japji, I agree with you, but the sequence of your views should be a bit changed. You said like education only doesn't matter. Okay, our ideology doesn't matter, but our physical appearance matters. But the sequence should be, it's not only that we should look good. Physical appearance is very important. The very first impression one has is on the basis of our physical appearance. Okay, first of all, one looks at our physical appearance. And our education, our knowledge, our ideas, our perception, what we are actually, that the other people come to know a bit later. But the very first thing which people see in us, or which people find in us, is how we look like, right? So our physical appearance, we should look good. We should look, presentable when it comes to physical appearance. But yes, at the same time, only physical appearance stands nowhere when we don't have knowledge, when we don't have good ideas, when we are not very positive or optimist in life, when we don't have the creativity, when we are not original, or when we are not ingenious in our approach. So physical appearance is important in the first instance, but later on, of course, the things which come to our rescue are many things. For example, our knowledge, our ideology, how we look at the world, our optimism, our strength of character, how strong we are. Are we able to carry on? Are we able to go on and on despite the difficulties, or do we give up? So these things matter the most. Okay, so it's not, number one, it's not the only doctors or the bachelors who need to be very careful about their appearance. Everybody should be careful about one's presence, about one's, physical appearance. But one should remember that physical appearance is only, is only your foray in the beginning. Later on, you are known, you are able to make your mark because of your knowledge, your ideas, the way you present yourself in front of the world. Okay, your ideas, your ideology, your perception, how you perceive the things, your strength of character, how honest you are, how steadfast you are. Okay, these things matter the most, not just physical appearance in the end. Okay, had it been so, then only the beautiful people might have become the doctors, only the beautiful people might have become the teachers, only the beautiful people might have become the prime ministers, presidents, or the most renowned chairpersons of most renowned institutes. But it's not so. Okay, we have even the most even we have got even the ugliest people as the ones those who are leading the world. So they are there not just because of the way they look, but because of the way they have made themselves strong with their knowledge, with their ideology, with their originality, with their inventiveness, with their creativity. So those are the things which you should value. So don't say that knowledge is not only important. Knowledge is there. Knowledge will save you in the end. Okay, even if you don't look very good, but when you will have knowledge, you will be able to make your mark. Okay, so when you have your ideas, when you will be creative, when you'll be original, when you will be inventive, when you'll be able to give something new to the world, you will be recognized. Howsoever ugly you are, howsoever ill-dressed up you are, you will get noted. Okay, so here the doctor is actually humorous. He is just passing off his time. He has become a doctor. So it's not that he became a doctor only because he kept on taking care of his, physical appearance. He became a doctor because he might have been hard worker. He might have been, very, very hardworking. He might have been, and he is hardworking. That's why he is living in a small rented house, right? So he is living in a small rented house without electricity. He's living like a tenant. It's not a very good place to live in. He's living in a dark, dingy kind of place, which is not even very well lit or very well, ventilated, but he's living there. So he is a strong character. He's even sharing the room with the rats. And when the snake will come, even then he'll be able to manage. So he's just not the one who is taking care of his, appearance. He has already given a lot to himself to become a strong character. Okay, strong person, the person who has a strength of character is not the one who looks only good. He has good in himself. Handsome is he who handsome does. The one who does good things, he is good. Okay, if you just look beautiful, it's of no use. You should do the beautiful things. Okay, so kindly have a concept clear. So it's not that I am saying that should you take care of the appearance, then your answer should be yes. But at the same time, that's not the end in itself. Okay. So then he says that he said I made another earth-shaking decision. I would always keep that attractive smile on my face to look more handsome. I was, after all, a bachelor and a doctor too on the top of it. So again came that noise from above. So this is second time that he heard the same noise which was coming from the rooftop. So what was that noise of? That was the noise of the rats, right? I got up, paced up and down the room. Then another lovely thought struck me. What was that lovely thought? I would marry. I would get married to a woman doctor who had plenty of money and a good medical practice. She had to be fat for a valid reason. If I made some silly mistake and needed to run away, she should not be able to run after me and catch me. So this is again a humorous part of the story. The doctor says, and because it was very hot, he was not actually able to sleep. So he was just passing off his time in idle musings, in idle thinkings. So then he got up, he started moving up and down the room. Then he had another thought. Because when you have to do nothing, when you are getting extremely bucked up, then what you do? You start thinking about something stupid things. Okay? Sometimes some people think about very boring and sad things. But some people, those who enjoy life, they think about humorous and good things, positive things. So he thought like, yeah, he would get married also. And he decided to marry a woman doctor. Okay. And why he wanted to marry a woman doctor? Because then they would have doubled up savings. He will, he will be working, would be getting money. When his wife will also be working as a doctor, she will also be bringing in money. And moreover, he wanted to decided to marry a fat wife. He wanted a fat wife. The reason was that in case he would do something wrong, then he will run away, and his wife, because she would be fat, would not be able to run. So this is again humorous thought. It's not that you will say that yes, these are very sad musings of a. He's very serious. He's actually passing time. With such thoughts in my mind, I resumed my seat in the chair in front of the table. There were no more sounds from above. Now, third time, he talks about the sounds and he says, now there were no more sounds. In the very beginning, the sounds came from above. Then also the sounds came from above. But now when he sat on the chair, then he realized that no sounds were coming from above. If the rats are in the room, they would keep on continuously making sounds, especially at night. Okay. So suddenly there came a dull thud, as if a rubber tube had fallen to the ground. So when he realized that no sound was coming, then he heard a dull thud. Thud is a sound when something falls on the floor. So then he heard something falling on the ground. He realized as if a rubber tube had fallen to the ground. Surely nothing to worry about. Even so, I thought I would turn around and take a look. So he thought like as if it were the sound of some rubber tube. And he was not at all worried, but even then, he decided to turn and have a look at what had fallen. So no sooner had I turned than a fat snake wriggled over the back of the chair and landed on my shoulder. So what happened? The moment he turned back, no sooner had I turned than a fat snake wriggled over the back of the chair and landed on my shoulder. So the moment he turned, that very minute he found the snake wriggling over the back of the chair, and from there it landed on his shoulder. Okay, you remember that he was sitting on the chair when he heard the sound of the rubber tube falling on the ground. And when he turned, at that very minute the snake was already there on the back of the chair, and from there it landed on his shoulder. The snake's landing on me and my turning were simultaneous. So when the snake landed on his shoulder or when he turned back, these things happened at the same time. What is simultaneous? When something happens at the same time. So I didn't jump, I didn't tremble, I didn't cry out. There was no time to do any such thing. So when the snake landed on his shoulder, then the doctor didn't jump, he did not shake, he did not even cry out. But the reality is, these kinds of reactions are obvious. Even if we get some small, ant on a shoulder, we start, we start reacting. We have some body gestures. We even speak up like, "Oh, what is this?" So there is some gesture. There are some words which come up as reflex actions when something falls on our shoulder. But this was a huge snake, and even then the doctor did not tremble. He did not even cry out. He didn't even jump. So it shows that he was not only the one who took great care of his physical appearance, but rather he was the one who was very, very fearless, courageous, and strong person. Okay? There was no time to do any such thing. So sometimes in life, you don't get 1 second to think as to what to do. So without any thought, when you are able to make up your mind as to what to be done, it means that you are actually a strong person. Okay? So when you have read one chapter, the previous day we have been doing one chapter, but when you don't even turn on your mic, to answer the question, you can make out how strong you are. Try to become strong. This is the beginning, this is the training era of your life. When you cannot even present yourself to face the challenge, how will you be able to face the challenges later on? Okay. So I didn't jump, I didn't tremble, I didn't cry out. There was no time to do any such thing. The snake slithered along my shoulder and coiled around my left arm above the elbow. So the snake slithered along with my shoulder and coiled around my left arm above the elbow. So the snake from the shoulder, it came down towards his arm, left arm, and from there it started twisting and twirling around his left arm above the elbow. The hood was spread out and its head was hardly 3 or 4 inches from my face. So hood is the front, you can see the mouth of the snake. So the hood of the snake was spread out with all fangs out. So when the hood of the snake is spread out, it means that the snake is at the time in an attacking position. And his face, its head was hardly 3 to 4 inches away from his face. It would not be correct to say merely that I sat there holding my breath. So the author, doctor says that he almost stopped breathing. He sat there, he was sitting on the chair and he held his breath, he stopped breathing. I was turned to stone, but my mind was very active. So physically he became stone, but his mind did not become stone. Okay, the fear or the snake did not outwit him. He was still able to think. Got it? The door opened into darkness. The door opened into darkness. The room was surrounded by darkness. In the light of the lamp, I sat there like a stone image in the flash. So I felt then the great presence of the creator of this world and this universe. God was there. Suppose I said something and he did not like it. I tried in my imagination to write in bright letters outside my little heart the words, "Oh God." There was some pain in my left arm. It was as if a thick leaden rod. No, a rod made of molten fire was slowly but powerfully crushing my arm. The arm was beginning to be drained of all strength. What could I do? So this is exactly what he was feeling at the time when the snake had coiled around his arm. So it's not that the snake had just coiled around and he was just afraid that it might not bite him. The snake was holding him very tightly. The feeling was as if it was like a burning fire, as if it was a molten fire. Okay. And moreover, at the time he was feeling so terrible, but he could not even breathe. But he wanted to say, "Oh God." He couldn't even breathe, but he was just, quiet, and the arm was beginning to be drained of all strength. So his arm started beginning to paralyze because of a stiff hold. You can say because the snake had, held him so tightly. At my slightest movement, the snake would strike me. So if the doctor would move a little bit, then there was every possibility that the snake would attack him. Death lurked 4 inches away. So death was only 4 inches away from him. The snake turned suppose it struck, what was the medicine I had to take? So see how the mind of the author was, how the mind of the doctor was working. So he was even thinking about the after effects. It's not that he was just thinking about like what to do now. He was even thinking about what to do later on. What later on? In case the snake would bite him, he thought like what medicine he would take then. Because he was a doctor, he knew like what kind of medicine he would be able to take in case a snake would bite him. So this is called the presence of mind. So earlier we were discussing like should one be careful only about one's appearance? No, one should have that kind of mind that one does not become dumb, one does not become totally mindless in such kind of situation. So there were no medicines in the room. I was but a poor, foolish, and stupid doctor. I forgot my danger and smiled feebly at myself. So he considered himself to be a poor, foolish, and stupid doctor. So why did he call himself a poor, foolish, and stupid doctor? Because he did not even have the medicine which he might need in case a snake would bite him. So he calls himself a stupid doctor, and he smiles at his own stupidity. So for the moment, he forgot the danger and he started smiling at his own stupidity. So again, humorous part, though it is humorous, but still it makes us have a deep insight into like what life is all about, what kind of person we can be. Okay, children, time is almost over. So read up till 8th paragraph, and tomorrow we'll resume from the same paragraph. Okay, thank you very much.